and we are on day 9, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, because I got it ready early, so I wanted to make sure I did that right. All right.
Yeah.
What?
So the big thing for me is I watched this show on Netflix called Stutz, Stutz, and it was super good. It was about a Jonah Hill and his psychologist or whatever,
Hmm.
psychiatrist. I don't know which one it was, but um, and he said this really profound thing. There's three things that every human can't avoid, and that's pain, uncertainty, and constant work. And you know, I've realized through the last year, like there's this like immaturity with most people that they think that they can avoid pain or that life is so hard and they like deserve this, like they're almost entitled, like life has been so hard for them that they're entitled to not put work in,
Mm.
and they're entitled to, like, life just not fair and stuff like that. And but the truth is that every human's life generally is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard in general, and like um so uh, I've kind of been like processing this because there's so many people who like don't want to put the work in and don't want to do things because they're like angry and negative about how life turned out and stuff like that. But the truth is like anytime you see anybody who has succeeded, they've made peace with pain. They've they thrive in uncertainty because they've played with it and they're okay with it, and they've surrendered to the fact that like um they have to put in constant work because it like
Yeah.
there's, you know what I mean. And I feel like you know there's like a subtlety and a nuance that manifestation kind of overlooks, and that's the constant work or the effort exchange, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, it's really great that we can set an intention and feel into it and change our mindset, but it's also about like we have to do a little bit of work too. In order to do that, we have to do work to change our mindset, right? And that doesn't just come by snapping your fingers, and I feel like that's kind of what the quote is, and like what I'm hearing from thing is like you have to kind of play in that. You got to learn how to make do in the pain and like find joy and ease despite the pain, the uncertainty, and the constant work, you know what I mean? Because life is not fair, and if the more that you stay in unfairness and want the world to be fair, you actually don't move forward. um and so I feel like that's kind of like what I've been sitting with the last couple of days is like, you know, I think that uncertainty is something that I've really worked through. Like I think that that's why I've made so much progress in my life, is because I'm okay with uncertainty. But and I've been playing with the like this pain or another pain, right? Like that's kind of what I've been playing with. But there's been a point in my life where I actually, felt that way as well about the entitlement of not having to work. And I'm not talking about like work hard and get far. I'm talking about like constant work, constant effort, like, you know what I mean, to do the work too, that kind of thing. I'm not talking about pushing through and forcing things and like
Oh,
overdoing it or anything like that. I'm just talking about like you have to do consistent action. You have to do one foot in front of the other. And that whole like that's kind of like where resiliency comes from and stuff like that. And so I'm just kind of like, this day is about love and acceptance, and like it's about acceptance of the fact that like we're not special. You know what I mean? We're no one's special. We all have to deal with pain. We all have to deal with uncertainty. We all have to put the work in. And yeah, sometimes people have more trauma than the other, but that doesn't mean that like we're not comparing trauma isn't going to get us anywhere. But like
Exactly.
Moving forward is about taking that trauma and deciding what you're going to do with it and how to process it, and that takes the constant work, you know what I mean? And so I think that like that's like the big thing of like, you know, it's okay to have a pity party, it's okay to feel bad for yourself, but like at the same time we have to take responsibility for the fact that like we still have control over some things. Like there are some things that are mindset shifts, but there also are some just situations that, you know, you have to kind of I'm having deja vu, by the way. um you have to kind of you kind of have to realize that like, you know, what is it? Is it a shitty situation that you're kind of dealt with and you have to like move through it and like you can't, because you can't do anything about it? Or is it a mindset thing? Is it negativity? Is it is it, you know, is it some kind of shitty situation that you guys kind of just have to, like it's unfair but you can't really do anything about it, you just have to get through it? Or is it a mindset thing where woe is me and you're stuck in the avoidance of pain, and you're mad that you have to put forth the effort, and you're mad that life is easier or more fair and stuff, and like, and that is a mindset thing. But there is parts where, yeah, you can feel bad for yourself because life can be really hard and really messy and scary and overwhelming and stuff like that.
Oh,
But at the same time, you have to like kind of put a kind of timer on that and say, okay, I can't sit in this forever, I have to move forward. And I think that that's like the thing is like life isn't about seeking happiness, but like seeking acceptance. And then that causes more happiness to enter your life.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I kind of had to help train somebody yesterday, and kind of about the text I texted you, but I helped train this person, and nice person, nice person, but um, his last job screwed him over. He was there for almost like 20 years, and he was hoping to retire from there, and because of a minor drive cam incident, he got fired. And so he was like, he's like, I'm sorry to say this, but I have the I don't give a fuck attitude. And, you know, like, and then he's got all these health issues. And so, you know, it's just like the whole time he just was like complaining. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer. It's just, you know, I have all these health issues, and, you know, like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And, you know, it just like on and on and on. And I was just like, I didn't realize I kind of got wrapped up in it. So then I kind of started being negative myself. Um, but then I like brought myself out of that, like where I was like complaining about my job, like the things that kind of been coming up lately. And then I was like, no, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful I have a good paying job. And I said that out loud to him. I'm like, you know, it's a good job. Like, I mean, we have problems at any job we go to. It's like, you know, and I was like, but no, you're fine. You know, some people just need a vent if that's what you're doing, you know, like I'm here to listen. And, but that makes sense because some people just get caught up in that, like, you know, where they just feel like they're deserving all the time, you know, and that was kind of like the attitude he had. Like, you know, things happen. Yeah, yeah, you were there for 20 years, but you know, you shouldn't go into any other job expecting to be treated a certain way, or with the I don't give a fuck attitude, because of the simple fact of, you know, not every job is the same. Not every job is going to treat you the same as the last one. Just like relationships, not every relationship is going to treat you the same. You know, so and I you know I was there before too when I was, you know, fired for my first time from a job. You know, but everybody is different, and I did like sat in depression for a while, like a couple months, and then I finally started getting out of it. So it's like I definitely agree with that, where you go into it and just got to find your light, find your way out of it, you know. um because the more we sit in misery, then the more misery comes to us. That's just like, it goes along with everything we're doing in this book, like our thoughts become reality. And then the more we're depressed, the more depression comes to us, the more wanting we want, the more wanting one comes to us. Or the I don't give a crap attitude like he had, the more I don't give a crap attitude you're going to get around you. And it's just hard. It sucks when people can't see that, and but everybody's on their own journey and their own path. And then that's why, it's so keen for people like us to help awaken those people, to help show that path, that there is a way out. You can get out of that. You know what I mean? It's just a mind shift, but you also have to want it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think there's a subtlety too about it as well, where it's like you're right, you have a right to be upset. There's like you have a right to be angry, you have a right to be sad or mad or whatever the feeling may be. Totally. No
Yeah.
one's saying that you can't be those things. And we understand, and I understand being upset, especially that sucks. You feels like betrayal when someone you quit, you have to quit, so they fire you over a mistake after 20 years. Like, that's not fair. And it's because it's and world, it's not a but world, but it's and world. So it's like, and you're also like affecting other people and what you're in your life by the choices that you're making about that, right? And you know and
Absolutely.
people who are stuck in that like mindset where it's like, well, he affected you and you've been working really hard to learn how to like get out, but what happens if you didn't have those tools? And so his energy affected you, and then you brought that home, affected your husband took that to work, and then and that's what happens. It's like this chain reaction where you don't realize like your actions affect people, whatever you're bringing into whatever you're bringing. But there is a difference between venting and taking time to like feel your feelings and then to wallow in it for a long excessive amount of time, which that festers,
Yep.
right? And I think that's kind of like what Spirit was saying to me is just like I see a lot of people in that scenario, and it frustrates me because I've come to a place, excuse me, where I'm not in that space anymore, that I have made peace with pain and uncertainty and constant work. But I get frustrated because a lot of people want to be stuck in the woe is me, this is unjust and unfair. But sitting in that like area is really, it doesn't move you forward. It's not, it's victim mindset, and it doesn't move you forward, and it's killing your creativity. And when we're in a creative mindset, like creative mindset is so powerful because it heals and it changes and it brings new things and that kind of stuff. But when we're sitting in there, um when we're sitting in there, that's kind of what happens or whatever. So um
Yeah. I
and
was going to say it's crazy how I wanted to say this before I forget that I was intuitively told to pick two teas. So I'm sipping from two teas, but they have those sayings on them. And so it really plays in line with what you're saying. Like the one says, the unknown is where all outcomes are possible. Enter it with grace. I was like, oh, well, you just said that, like playing with
yeah,
uncertainty and the unknown. And then the other
yeah,
one is life is a flow of love. Your participation is requested.
nice, yeah, yeah, your participation. So anyway, so that's kind of what I was thinking.
Like they're saying to play with the uncertainty and you know watch other people kind of as well, like from what I'm taking out of it, because um yeah, like I said, I started getting wrapped up in that, and I was like started being negative, and I was like, wait, no, like this is not. that's not what I am anymore, like I was like, yeah, there's some things I don't like, but hey, I'm grateful. I love my job. There's just, but that's every job, like there's going to be things we don't like about it because it's a job. And like
Right.
that's why I'm working on having my own business. So, I said I'm manifesting my own business and I'm already have one. I just got to get to the point where I don't need this job, or don't need to work for other people, you know. I was like, it's just your mindset change. And I kind of switched him a little bit. So then he started talking about how proud he is of his kids. So that was nice.
That's good. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah.
Oh, there's no rush for me today. I can go in on, I'm going in like an hour later today.
Okay.
So I don't want you to see the clock and be like, oh, we need to hurry. So I just wanted to, I forgot to tell you that this morning. Um, so for me, I just been so exhausted. It was hard to tap in. Like, really? So when I was in the shower, I was like, all right, guys, I'm relaxed. I'm so good. You haven't taken a shower. I feel human again. I was like, what do you guys want to tell me? Like, um, and they actually, the woman that I want from you popped in my head. So I was told to draw from that. And um, the card that came up is reclaim. It's like, it's so pretty. Reclaim. And I mean, that kind of speaks volumes for itself. I'll still read from what it says, but it definitely speaks volumes from what it said, like what it, and it's just like, it's so cool because this one is so cool because it has like, two magical wands crossed from, crossing each other. And then like this, like a skull mouth, like biting them, and then like a crown. So to me, like already, I'm feeling telling me to reclaim my own power, reclaim my responsibility, reclaim what's mine, and that it is mine. And and that's something that I've been feeling. Like I know, I'm powerful in my own majestic way, and uh, just like kind of like with yesterday, like I took charge of my own intuition and my own thoughts instead of the empathic way and keep going along with somebody else's feelings and negativity and stuff. So I think this is just more confirmation that I have the power to do that. I have the power to switch that mindset and to listen. Um, and so what it says in here is you were born as a perfectly imperfect human with gifts, talent, medicine, wisdom, and knowing. Growing up in a culture that does not nurture these gifts create misalignment with our highest truth. Reclamation can be a lifetime process as it is continually awaking to ancient medicine we knew in other lifetimes and soul wisdom. While there is no rule book or map for this journey, this card calls your attention to what stirs deep inside your soul memory. We are often drawn to places, people, experiences, music, etc., that we know on a cellular level, but our logical mind may not understand why. This card asks you to follow your intuition, trust the desire, and follow it. Reclaim your knowing, your power, your medicine, and your healing. Enjoy the mystery and stories are unfolding.
Yeah. Reclaim that power and knowing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it's like pretty much our stories are like aligning, our like I feel like by the end of this we're gonna be like so aligned and full of light and we're just gonna be like going around and spreading all this light.
We already do that.
Oh, I know, but it's gonna be like more amplified, you know what I mean? Because they're like growing so aligned.
We're
Like we're gonna
growing.
have like this light shooting from here to Milwaukee, from Princeton to Milwaukee, it's gonna be like this 4 hour light. Anytime somebody passes through it.
Yeah.
That's what I was meaning. Like I know we're already light, but I was like, I don't know, I just envisioned like our lights are expanding and then like we're gonna have this tunnel between us from wherever we are in the world. And anytime somebody goes through that connection, it's just gonna spark a light in them.
Hmm. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I am beautiful sometimes too.
Do you want to read the quote?
Resistance causes pain and lethargy. It is when we participate acceptance that new possibilities appear. Resistance causes pain and lethargy. It is when we practice acceptance that new possibilities appear. Yeah,
I think
practice.
that's literally what we've been talking about.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. I feel like that's the same way. It's like I said, things are just always starting to really line up for us. And yeah, definitely, it's like we're playing with the uncertain unknown, practicing practicing being grateful for the unknown, practicing, and it's rough. I'm living proof. We are living proof. Like, you know, I've had mess up days. That's why I made that video on TikTok where it's like it's okay, but you just have to learn to bounce back, just don't stay in it. Don't stay in it. Don't stay in it.
Right.
Don't let the negatives of the world keep you in it. It's like, but it's okay, like that's why I wasn't upset with myself, like I told you, just practice, accepting, okay, today is just not that today was not, because I still was like, I'm gonna have a good day. I'm gonna have a good, I still was trying to be like, manifesting it, but little things just kept happening. And it's like, so at the end of the day, it was like, all right, that wasn't such a great day, but tomorrow's a good day, like it's okay to acknowledge that and accept it and just move on, not dwell on it. Because I was there before I started any of this, where I would dwell on everything that happened the day before instead of just, living day by day, because every day is a new day,
Right. We haven't lived this day before.
or,
Uh,
or have we?
Goodness. So is that the one of the events that you're acknowledging, or are you gonna for the next question?
uh
So uh acknowledge two events in your life that you don't trust as spirit's perfect expression. Identify what it would take to bring love and acceptance to these events. Share that with your partner.
um, no, because I got like, I mean, I'm like 95% there on a forgiveness level of two events that I can that I'll talk about. Um, where it has to do with my relationship or my marriage, um, where I had a friend that turned into more than a friendship. Um, and this was like during a separation. And like at the time, it was, what I felt like I needed and what I wanted. But then, like, coming out of it, I, for a long time, was like, why did I do that? Why, like, I kept like getting upset with myself because I'm like, I've done this like too many times, like, where I kind of jump into things and, um, realizing that I was like hurt, but yeah, like I wouldn't accept it for a long time. And I'm still like, not there, but not there, where I just like bring that up with everything else I've done, where I jumped before my marriage into relationships or a benefited type of thing. And, I felt really bad about it later on because I ended up kind of getting used. So that's one thing I am acknowledging. And then like whenever we have like a fight, um, I've gotten a lot better with that though too. So, but whenever we had a fight, I would get mad at myself, not just my husband, but when he is in his lost mode or his angry mode, like instead of trying to diffuse it, it's like he's the lighter that ignited me, and so then it's like back and forth type of thing. So I would get upset at myself um, for not being the perfect expression of spirit and like trying to be calmer or diffuse the situation or mostly listen while he's upset or yelling and wait before I answer and takes a breath. So sorry, I got something in my eye. But yeah, those are like two major things that I'm still
And
working
so,
on.
what about how would you be able to look at those situations and say that they're already perfect expressions?
I think speaking them out loud to you, like just made it like towards the end of it where I was like, we just said we're human, it's okay to have those emotions and it's okay to be angry when somebody else is angry, but now knowing how to look to do that, like after this whole conversation, it kind of did put things in a little bit of a perspective. Like it's okay that if I get angry in the moment, but like also accept that I'm angry, and that'll help me diffuse that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, wow, if I just accept that I'm angry, it's okay to diffuse that. Or it will diffuse my anger, which then in return will diffuse his anger. You know what I mean? It's okay to accept each other's anger because we're allowed to be angry, so that really helps. And then with that, with the first part, um, acknowledging that one, I can't change it, and two, accepting that, sorry, accepting that we are human and we have flaws, and I was very hurt. I was very broken, and I was in that state of not, accepting pain and moving forward. I was just in the pain and just stuck and just, and because of that stuckness, it like brought other stagnant energies into my life, and so just saying it out loud and finally acknowledging that I was upset at myself for a long time helped a lot. Like that really just put it, like it's okay. It was like months ago. I can't change it, but I am human.
Right. And I think what this is saying too is that like those experiences are perfect expressions of spirit. Like there's nothing wrong with those situations. They suck and they're full of pain or whatever, but like most things, like if we didn't have the pain, then we wouldn't really grow, you know what I mean? And we wouldn't really be able to we wouldn't be able to
Ambulance go by.
Sam,
So,
hold
yeah,
on one second.
I'll be like, Sammy.
Sam, come on. And I think what this is saying is that these events, so mine are my bank account lacking, my lacking bank account, and then I've realized I have a lot of I don't trust in when it comes to romantic partnerships, like and thus I'm not vulnerable enough for like a romantic partnership. So um
I started writing that when you left.
uh, um um I forgot where I
Talking
was.
about being vulnerable for relationships.
Oh yeah. Like So for me, I think that like, so I have the bank account, like I'm always constantly like resisting my, like the lack in my bank account. And I'm constantly resisting trusting a partner, romantic partnership. And I like, because that lacking, I have a tendency to believe that it's not written or it's not like part of God's plan or whatever. And so like I am constantly trying to fix it to be better because there's this like thing that it's like God is so good and whatever. So that means that bad things can't happen. But like a lot of things are like domino effects. There's consequences to our actions, you know, like the way that I spend my money is a consequence to which creates lack in my bank account. You know, you know, numbing and coping through spending or whatever is, you know, how my bank account is. And like, but there's like what I think that this is saying is that like in this moment there's stuff to be learned and that it's already perfect spirit. um
Right. Yeah, because you are perfect. I mean, even when we spend, I mean, that's part of like this where we're not supposed to hold on to it. Like, yeah, we should have budgets, but we're also allowed to do that. Like that's what God put us on here for, and that's why God allowed money to be created, so we have the abundance to spend it when we want. You know, like especially like that's kind of what my mom and sister would say to me when we were shopping because I just so was penny pinching all the time, and it felt weird for to buy clothes. You know, it was like weird to me, you know, because like I'm always like going to I mean, even though I went to the clearance section, that was still hard for me when they like said $100 or something. I was like, yeah, it was like 150 altogether. But I had a lot of items for $150, and my sister only had like 3 items. I had like 5 or 6. You know, I was like, all right, I don't feel so bad. But like they said, dude, you've been working like 12, 14 hours a day. You deserve to treat yourself. And you know, so it's like even in your situation, you know, you deserve to treat yourself when, you know, you see something you like. And, you know, it's just the whole believing. And it's hard though. It is hard because I'm still there. But I'll tell you later. But it's just like the believing and feeling inside like, all right, I spent this because I wanted that. Um, you know, the universe is bringing it back. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and I think that that's the whole premise of the love and acceptance days is like everything is perfect expression as it is and the choices that you made is perfect. It's really the judgment that we have towards them that causes the pain and lethargy, right? The judgment that you have when you spent the money or when you look at your bank account. Like if you had like say your bank account right now, whatever number is, think about when you were in um if you had that same bank account when you were like 5 years old or
Yeah.
6 years old, you would think it's so much money. Or like when you thought $20 was like so much money.
Yeah.
Or when you got your first paycheck at high school and it was like, you know, not even whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and when you look at that amount of money, depending, like, that's the thing, like, say multi-million dollar people who have a multi-million dollar people and sell $1 million and you
Yeah.
tell somebody, hey, I sold $1 million, I have like this money or whatever, and that one person says, oh my god, that's so much money, and then the another person says, well, that's not very much because I've just sold $50 million, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so like it's all about perspective. And like it's also about like your what you mean, what you made it mean, right? So if in my life having $1 million, it would be so much money, but at the same time, like everything I have in my life, all my bills are paid, everything's up, whatever. I've made a story about what it means to have debt or have this amount of money in my bank account. And so when I look at it, there's like this judgment to it. And that's the judgment. I think this is what it's saying in the river guide. Who are you to judge spirit? What part of spirit's expression you don't love and accept? Like every time you make a judgment about something and say that's not perfect, that's not how it's supposed to be, I need to change it, you're causing pain to yourself and you're telling whatever the thing is it's not enough. And when it's not enough, you create this more perpetual stuff and you just keep getting more of that. And it's like so funny because as inflation goes up, there's a lot of times where I would think that $100 was too much to spend. Well,
Yeah,
now I don't see that, but like now I'm in the thousands. Like that's a little too much out of my budget for the thousands. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but like I think that's kind of how we grow and expand is once we start learning about the judgment of it and changing our mindset to the fact that it's just all perfect expression.
yeah. No, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Like, I think that's just something we definitely both need to, work on when it comes to the spending and stuff. Like, we're spirit, we're allowed to, and oh, sorry, the universe is gonna bring it back. Like
Yeah.
some of it.
And
And
I think a
and then
good prep
go ahead.
a,
Sorry.
a good sorry the good practice for that is like when you look at things like how would spirit look at this, you know what I mean,
Right. Just
like if
energy.
you look at your bank account, yeah, if you look at your bank account instead of having that anxiety, think about like how spirit would feel about it. And spirit is accepting and loving accepting all of the time, you know what I mean, like it is what
Right.
it is, like
And I've also
so
been playing with like, okay, so I'm gonna take my car Monday. And I'm not worried about what they're gonna say on prices, because it's mostly just them looking and telling me, hopefully, that it's cheaper than the other place and they'll fix it. And I believe that that's what's gonna happen. I have like that intuition that I could, get it fixed Monday. And um, but okay, so sorry. I was like, I lost that train of thought. Now I got it back. So I've been playing with the whole, like, there's been stuff coming up that's on sale, and I know I have the money to fix my car, but I was like, so I've been playing with like, if there's a sale going on after my car is fixed, then it's meant for me to have it. If it's not, then it's not meant for me to have it right now, or to get it for somebody else, or then there's because holidays. So I'm like, okay, if it's not meant for me to get it for them, then there's something else for me. So I also play with that as well, instead of like being, oh, I really want to buy this. It's on sale. Like this person would love this, you know, vice versa. So now I'm playing with the whole, if it's on sale when I'm done getting my car fixed, then it's meant for me to get it for them.
yeah,
So I'm trying to
yeah,
play with that instead of like being down about like choosing between my car and gifts for people, like, plus my car is more important, that's how I get to my, job, or point A to point B. But, I think I'm better to try to play with it like that instead. Like it's more positive.
yeah. There's like a Abraham Hicks thing that says like instead of like saying no, I can't have that or whatever, like depending on what's in your bank account, you can pick and say I could buy that, I could buy that, I could buy that, like because that's how much money is it, like I could buy it. It doesn't mean I have to. I could buy that because I could afford that. I could, like, depending on how
Yeah.
much it is. And you just like keep telling yourself, like, I could do that. Like, I have
Yeah.
that much money in my, I could do it. I could
Yeah.
do it. And like it has this like shift or whatever. And I like that. Like they usually do it with like $100 bill in your wallet and you
Yeah. I
walk
was like
around with,
that one. Yeah.
yeah, the $100 bill in your wallet. And like when you're walking around, you can say, oh, I could buy that or whatever. And so I like that you can do it with your bank account as well. But again, it's all about coming back to the acceptance of like what is
Yeah.
period, and God is period, like God is everything, and and that is both the lack and the abundance,
Exactly.
so, and everything in between, so
Exactly. Oh, and there was something I wanted to bring up to you. During my abundance coaching course that I went through, this is something great. Like maybe we could add into like the end of, if we have time, or we can do it throughout the day, like through voice recording, where they they have a challenge, where it's you start off with like you start off with $1,000 a day, the first day, and then for 2 weeks you look at it as, oh my God, I won the lottery. I won $1,000 lottery ticket. You know what I mean? So, but the point of the thing is, you double it up every day for 2 weeks. And what this does is like it starts to switch your mindset and you keep going until you get to a point where like, oh my God, this is too much money. What do I do with this? You know what I mean? But so like, let's say you start with $1,000 right now, $1,000, that's what's going to fix my car. You know what I mean? But you have to play with like you have to find a way to spend them, all of it. You have to spend all of it. So, like example, you have to spend like you have to say out loud or write it out how you would spend $1,000. And then, so then tomorrow we won the lottery again, but now it's $2,000. So now you have to go through how you would spend $2,000. And then the next day it's like, 3,000 or 4,000. Yeah,
4,000, yeah.
right. You're doubling it up.
Double, yeah.
Yeah. So 4,000 after that, and then keep going and going. And then it's like, because like they said, like what that does is kind of like, what are you comfortable with? Like some people say they want all this money, but it, like, if they actually got it, they wouldn't know what to do with it, or they would be very uncomfortable. And so that actually what block people sometimes from all this abundance flowing into you. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's something that we could play with, like even throughout the day, even if we don't have time, like at the end of the video. But I was like, that's a really cool concept. Like her and her husband, they created the transformation coaches and stuff program, and like they said that they did it for a longer period of time till they got to a point where it was just they didn't know what to do. It like got them stuck. Like, this is way too much. Like, where are we gonna spend it on? But they said even just starting with like 2 weeks, like some people will get to that point where it's like, because you have to spend as much money as you win every day. Like by the end of the day, you have to have spent every penny of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wanted to tell you that and say that on here, so that's something people can play with. And I figured we could try to play with that, because that could also help shift our mindsets as well. Like, where do we get to a point where, oh, that's too much money, or what would I do? What would I actually do? Like if I had, 10 or 15,000 right now, so even though that's a lot, but still not a lot. So I'll probably get to the point where it's like almost 100,000 or something. I'll be like, all right, I don't know what to do with this now.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
down to play that game.
I would keep it. I was going to tell you that yesterday and I forgot. And I was like, oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah. That's good. So I'm gonna do the be grateful, unless you have something else you want to share.
Uh, no, I mean, I guess like talking about like, because we haven't talked about that the last couple of days of giving something away, whether it's money or time and stuff. And so I think that was my generosity when I was like training. I was still like giving my time to listening and opening. And then, even though I got caught up a little bit, then I switched my mindset and like helped him, because then after that, like he was kind of on his own and he still needed some help. And I helped him. And he was just like, you don't know how grateful I am for you. He's like, thank you so much, you know. And so that was my generosity, was like definitely giving my time and helping someone, and like being in my own power to switch my negative mindset instead of staying in that negative flow. And then like, because I was able to draw in the present and my power, I helped help him switch his a little bit.
Nice. I did a free dream interpretation yesterday. It wasn't supposed to be free, but in the end,
You felt called to
free.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said in the end, you kind of felt called to doing it that way, or
No, dreams can be kind of personal,
yeah.
and when they shared the dream, it became really personal. So we couldn't record it, or share it. So we ended up not recording it. So I didn't have any, so I was going to record it for the podcast or whatever, but
yeah.
So then in the end, it was just done or whatever, and that's all right.
Hey, sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to give what you can give.
Yeah.
That was
Do you
cool.
know that song?
I feel like they really appreciated it.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right.
But yeah, I like I think that like that's the thing with the last few days is I've been so we talked about the receiving. I've received like $63 or whatever a couple days ago, and then I then you did the TikTok thing. Excuse me. And like so like you bought the TikTok thing, so I got a bunch of views or whatever and likes, which is nice. And then the free dream interpretation.
Nice.
So that's what I was at. I'm gonna do the being grateful now. If there's anything else. I acknowledge and thank Mother Earth, bountiful me, as the money, credit cards, plants, fishermen, shopkeepers, cooks, natural gas, truck drivers. I went and my best friend, the presents I received. Oh yeah, I received presents for my birthday because I haven't seen her. And then for participating in every meal and every product I use today, and I'm especially grateful for the ocean.
When is your birthday?
October
Oh yeah, that's what I was like. I thought it was in October, but I couldn't remember the day. When was it?
13th.
Too many October birthdays. I can't believe that because yours is the day before Allah's.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, well, yours is in October. Michelle's is in October. Olive's is in October. Elliot is in October. I think that's it. So that's like 4 different ones. I'm like, oh my gosh.
The best birthday.
Yeah. Especially it's like fall and Halloween. I love it. All right. So I acknowledge and thanks spirit overflowing me as the money, credit cards, plant, fishermen, shopkeepers, cooks, natural gas, truck drivers, my best friend in Texas, and everyone and everything for participating in every meal and every product that I use today. And today I am being especially grateful for the douche.
Yes. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Get my little setup here. Okay. I know spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
You trust life and all of life as spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
You trust your life and all of life as spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events, anything that happens today, as spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
You trust life, your life, and all of life as spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. And I trust today's events and anything that will happen today as spirit's love expressing the best of life and for all of life now.
Yeah, you trust your life and all of life as spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. And I trust all the events that are going to happen today as spirit's love expressing the best of for all of life now.
You do, Samantha. You trust your life and all of life as spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone for their best now. And I trust today's events, anything that will happen, as spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
You trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. And I trust that all of the events that will happen today as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
You trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. And I trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best of life and everything in life now.
Yep. You trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best in the moment now. And I trust that today's life events and anything that's going to happen today is Spirit's love expressing at the best for all of life now.
You trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I do because I know that Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. And I trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life as it is now.
You trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now. I have last one.
Yep. And I know because Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best in the moment now. And I trust today's events and anything that will happen or could happen as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life in this moment now.
You trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now. Samantha, you know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing as for the best of all of life now.
I do. I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's expression and perfect expression of now.
You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Samantha, you know Spirit is working through you and then through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust that my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
It's true. You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing as the best of all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life expressed as Spirit's love and perfect expression now.
You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You know you trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing for the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression in the moment now.
Yeah. You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing for the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressed for the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's expression in the moment right now.
Yeah, you know Spirit is working through you and through everyone, all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
I do because I trust my life and all of life as a Spirit's expression of the now and all of love is.
You know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
I do, because I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's expression of life now.
True. Last one.
Yeah.
You know, Spirit is working through you, Samantha, and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
And hold that one back. Whew. I do. I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression of now.
Yeah. I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the very best for everyone's life now.
Yes, I can see that, Megan, because you trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
That's true, Megan, because I see that you trust your life and you trust all of life as Spirit's perfect expression in this moment now.
Yeah. I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for everyone's life now.
True, I can see, Megan, that you trust your life and all of your life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Yeah.
I know, it's like we just need to like get it out, like, oh,
Yeah.
oh. Sorry,
I
it really came out that time.
I went out last night, so like which I don't do very often. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to get up today, and I didn't set my alarm. So of course I was like, oh shit. I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
And I see that, Megan, because you trust your life and you trust all of life as Spirit's perfect expression as the in the moment now.
It's true. I know. In my heart of hearts, Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. And I trust today's events and any event as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
Mm-hmm. I see that, Megan, because you trust your life and you trust all of life expressed as Spirit's perfect love in this moment now.
I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
I'm going to look in your soul as I say this because I know you, Megan, trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression of love and life now.
Thank you. I know that Spirit is working through me in everything that I do and don't do, and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
Exactly, because I see that you trust your life and all of life expressed as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
Good, because I see that you trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
It's true. I know Spirit is working through me and through all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for everyone's life now.
Exactly, because you trust your life and you trust all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I know Spirit is working through me and through everyone's all of life for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life now.
Good, because I see that you trust your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
It's true. I know deep inside that Spirit is working through me in everything I do and don't do, and through all of life in every minute for everyone's best now. I trust today's events as Spirit's love, expressing the best for all of life. This was the last one, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So I see, Megan, that you definitely trust yourself in your life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now. And you, Megan, know Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's perfect love expressing the best for all of life now.
I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
You do because you know that Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of everything now in life now.
I trust life all and all of I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
That's good because you know that Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
True. I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Good because you know that Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit expressing love and expressing the best for all of life now.
It's true. I do. I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Good because you know Spirit is working through you and through everyone's life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love is expressing the best for all of life now.
Yeah, I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I see that because you know that Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit love expressing the best for all of life now.
I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
I lost count, so tell me when it's the last one.
Okay. I only got 6, so
Yeah, okay, I was like, I had 5. I thought I missed one, so that's okay. But now we're on 7,
yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. You know, Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
True. I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression.
Good, because you trust Spirit and you trust your life. And you know that Spirit is working through you and through everyone and everything for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
Yeah, I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Good, because you know that Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life and everything that is now.
I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Perfection, because you know Spirit is working through you and through everyone for everything and everyone's best now. You trust today's events as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life now.
Yep, I trust my life, every aspect of it, and all of life, every aspect of it. There's like a resistance there when I say that because it's like
I kind of felt that through the whole time that I started too. I was like, I feel like some resistance, like
yeah, like looking at like the whole of the world or whatever. But like at the same time, like there's like we don't understand we're like human understanding of life, and so we don't see like all the outcomes and stuff like that. We have like that veil between us, and so it's like we don't know how this is all playing out, and so like we kind of sometimes have to trust that, especially if we believe in spirit and like how things are working out. So but there is like a big resistance because like it requires trust and like it's fallible. So I trust my life, all of life, as Spirit's perfect expression now. Last one.
exactly. And I was about to say last one, right? You know that Spirit is working through you and through all of life for everyone's best now. And you trust all of any events that happen today as Spirit's love expressing the best for all of life. It is as it is now.
Yeah. I trust my life and all of life as Spirit's perfect expression now.
Yeah, I mean it is. It is very hard to like. It's like letting go. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we have our free will and our own power to create but also trusting and letting go that spirit is still guiding us and leading us, and is us. You know what I mean?
Right. And I thought also think too that there's like a nuance that sometimes the spiritual community says like, oh, don't get like wrapped up in it. But it's like, no, it's a reflection of who we are, and so it's like we have to be moving forward and trying to help and to change things because, it's real,
Absolutely.
and so like it's not just being like, oh, I trust, so I'm going to take my hands out of it. It's like trust, and I'm also going to be guided to see what I can do about this situation and how I can help in any way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I do notice and thought about it. We didn't do our laugh yesterday, did we?
no, we didn't. I was like I said, after 5 o'clock, I was with my friend,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
going out. I went out or whatever to this storytelling thing. So
I figured, I was like, if I didn't message her, then she's probably busy because you always message me, or vice versa, like calling or laughing. So
yeah,
we'll have to try to get each other twice today.
yeah, I was busy yesterday. Like yesterday was a pretty packed day for me.
Yeah,
Um, but we'll have to get the laugh in.
yeah. I'm gonna say today was or yesterday was kind of just going with emotion, and because it was just such a busy day.
Yeah,
So
and you had that like negative Nancy.
yeah, and so I definitely wasn't trying to be on my phone as much because I didn't want anybody going back and like, she's on her phone a lot while she's in the truck.
Right.
So, but now I remember why. I was like, oh yeah, I had a negative Nancy with me.
You want to stop recording?
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody have a blessed day. Bye, my angel.